It started with websites nobody paid attention to, harmless-looking dating platforms, cheap streaming sites, and random subscription services scattered across the internet. Sites so forgettable that most people assumed they were just low-budget startups trying to survive. But behind those generic logos and stock photos was something far bigger. A global credit card fraud engine hidden in plain sight. For years, millions of people around the world kept seeing strange recurring charges. €9.99 here, €14.99 there. Small enough to ignore, but frequent enough to feel suspicious. Banks wrote them off. Cardholders chalked them up to old trials they forgot to cancel. And that's exactly what the criminals were counting on. Because those subscription fees weren't for any real service at all. They were the digital smokescreen behind a multinational criminal operation stealing from more than 4.3 million cardholders across 193 countries. Nobody knew it yet, but these quiet charges were feeding a hidden empire. An empire that would attempt more than €750 million in fraudulent transactions and successfully siphon away over €300 million before anyone understood what was happening. This wasn't a simple scam. This was infrastructure. A global network designed to disguise stolen credit card data behind the most believable lie on the internet. The monthly subscription you forgot you signed up for. They didn't run this operation from the shadows of the dark web. No, these fraudsters built an entire ecosystem of fake subscription platforms that looked just legitimate enough to fool banks, payment processors, and anyone who stumbled across them. Dating sites, fitness apps, entertainment portals, even fake self-help platforms. All of them designed for one purpose: to quietly process stolen credit card numbers without raising alarms. Each website had working sign-up pages, polished landing screens, and terms of service written by people who knew exactly how compliance checks worked. The sites even had customer support emails, automated inboxes programmed to reply with generic troubleshooting messages, just in case a bank decided to verify the merchant. To financial institutions, these platforms appeared like small companies trying to build recurring revenue. To the criminals behind them, they were the perfect laundromat for microtransactions. The brilliance of the scheme was in the psychology. Instead of charging huge amounts that would instantly trigger fraud alerts, they billed small fees, just enough to slip under the radar. The kind of amounts people assume came from a forgotten trial or a subscription they plan to cancel later. And behind every one of those tiny charges was a stolen card number being tested, validated, and then billed again and again across different fake websites. Over time, these sites became a shield, an entire network of digital storefronts built to disguise over 4.3 million compromised cards. And every month, thousands of new victims unknowingly fed the machine, believing they were simply bad at remembering what they subscribed to. The criminals hid behind that forgetfulness. They depended on it. They weaponized it. This was not chaos. This was engineered fraud, precise, automated, and scaled across nearly every region of the world. The network behind these fake subscription platforms wasn't a small group of amateurs. It was 3 coordinated fraud rings operating like international businesses, each one controlling different parts of the criminal ecosystem. One group specialized in acquiring stolen credit card data, millions of numbers sourced from phishing kits, skimmers, data breaches, and underground marketplaces. Another handled the technical backbone, the servers, the website templates, the automated billing tools, and the scripts that tested cards in real time. And the third group? They were the money movers, the ones who turned digital theft into real cash, laundering it through shell companies and financial accounts spread across multiple countries. They used servers in one nation, corporate registrations in another, and payment gateways in places with weaker oversight. Every piece was designed to create distance. Distance between the stolen card number and the charge. Distance between the fraudulent website and the criminals behind it. distance between victims and any chance of getting their money back. This wasn't a hacker behind a laptop. This was an operation with managers, hierarchies, logistics, and profit targets. As the fraud scaled, they adapted. When one site became too suspicious, they replaced it with another. When a payment processor tightened its checks, they shifted to a different one. When authorities flagged a company, they dissolved it and opened a new one under a different identity. They were fluid, fast, and organized, constantly staying one step ahead of law enforcement. And all the while, the number of compromised cards kept growing, feeding an operation that stretched across continents. To investigators, it became clear they weren't dealing with random cyber criminals. They were dealing with a fully developed fraud industry, complete with infrastructure, developers, administrators, marketers, and financial operators. A criminal corporation hiding in the open, powered by the tiny charges no one ever questioned. The investigation that brought this empire down didn't start with a dramatic raid. It started with patterns, tiny inconsistencies spotted by fraud analysts in different countries who noticed the same small charges appearing on cards from completely unrelated regions. When banks compared notes, they realized something was wrong. When law enforcement compared notes, they realized something massive was hiding behind these microtransactions. That's when Eurojust stepped in. Working with agencies across Europe, North America, and Asia, they began piecing together a puzzle that stretched across borders, companies, and financial systems. What they uncovered was a structure so vast that no single country could take it down alone. 3 fraud networks, hundreds of fake websites, corporate registrations spread from one continent to another, and money flowing through accounts designed to disappear the moment investigations got too close. To make the takedown possible, investigators first had to infiltrate the infrastructure. They traced servers, monitored billing activity, identified shell companies, and followed the paths of stolen card numbers across the web of subscription sites. Every discovery led to another layer, another hidden merchant account, another fake brand, another digital doorway into the network. And with every layer peeled back, the scale of the fraud grew clearer. Then came the coordinated strike, a synchronized operation targeting multiple countries at once. Offices were searched, servers were seized, bank accounts were frozen, suspects were detained. Years of quiet fraud collapsed in a single wave of action, shutting down an industry that had thrived by staying invisible. For the first time, the people behind the monthly charges no one ever questioned were forced into the light. But even as authorities celebrated the victory, they understood the truth. This takedown wasn't the end of subscription-based fraud. It was only the first major hit against an underground economy that continues to evolve, adapt, and rebuild, one forgotten monthly payment at a time. The collapse of this fraud empire exposed a truth the internet doesn't like to admit. Subscription scams are no longer small-time tricks. They're global, organized, and engineered to blend into the noise of everyday digital life. Even with millions of stolen cards recovered and networks dismantled, new copycats are already emerging, smarter, faster, and harder to trace. Because the real weapon behind these schemes isn't the stolen data, it's the psychology. The criminals count on people forgetting what they signed up for. They hide inside that forgetfulness, turning tiny monthly charges into a worldwide revenue stream of stolen money. And as long as billions of people rely on online payments, this quiet form of fraud will keep evolving. The best defense isn't fear, it's awareness, vigilance, and cybersecurity systems built to detect the patterns most people never see. If you want to protect your business or your data from threats like these, visit Teleris.com, where artificial intelligence works around the clock to detect and stop cybercrime before it hits. And if you want more real stories about the hidden battles shaping our digital world, make sure you subscribe to the channel.